I think we have to go 2 back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Don't get on my case. You guys only pronounce half your letters, so. No! Lara! Come on. Better than croissants, definitely. Yeah. Chocolat. Yeah, that's why I said you guys don't pronounce half your letters, so I have to guess which ones. Okay, finally got that son of a bitch. Pick up the medipack, please. You like that tea and chocolate? Well, the thing is, in English it's a T, in German it's a D, in French it's apparently absolutely nothing. So really, take your best guess. Useless T, yeah. Okay, I'm actually gonna try if I can make that jump over there. Yay, we did it! Awesome. Alright. Hang on. That section over there we got to later. We gotta get up there. How do you say it in German? Schokolade. But if you want to be, if you want to be quick, you just say choco, and everybody knows what you mean. We don't really have any other words that start with that. So if you want to be quick, just say choco, and you're done. So we too can make the D silent if we want to. It will still be understandable. Okay, let's trigger this guy again. Oh, this time he's actually following us out into the bridge? No. Still running off. Okay. Some people who might deserve prison say chocolatin instead of pain au chocolat. Okay. Chocolatin, chocolatine? How do you pronounce that? Okay. Let's get this crystal again. The second option, okay. Now we jump back into the water. There you pronounce the T but not the E. But the best is not using that word except if you like being hated. I guess if I want to do that, I'd just walk into a French bakery and ask for un croissant instead of un croissant. That's just... Exactly. Exactly. Is your croissant a female? You don't know? If I have to admit, that was not a very original thought for me. That was actually I don't remember the name, but there is a British comedian who grew up in France. So he doesn't have a British accent when he speaks French, but he mixes up the grammar all the time. And he was like, every single time he went to like do anything in France, he basically sounded like an idiot because of his accent, even because of his grammar, even though his accent was perfect. So he would go to the bakery and he would be like, and he would say in French, like in perfect French, the sentence, I want a croissant, except he would say un croissant instead of un croissant. And immediately the bakery would be like, ah, look, an idiot, he said un croissant. Wait, did you fall down here? Oh my god, I'm gonna let him alone, leave him alone, you know what? We're not gonna need to go back down there. This is hilarious, I'm just gonna leave him down there. And he said eventually, the funniest part was this comedian said eventually he just started owning it and he was like, you know what, at first I tried to explain myself, like, oh yeah, when you are a kid and you learn, I lived in France as a kid, and when you are a kid you absorb accents like a sponge, and that's why I don't have an accent. And then he was like, you know what, that's too stressful, I'm just gonna let them assume that I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna own it and live with that, except his wife is French. And she doesn't want to seem like she's married to an idiot, so every single time people get on his case for it, she's like, no, he grew up in France. He's not an idiot. He grew up in France. He knows what he's doing. It's just because he's a sponge for dialects and so on. It's super hilarious. I have to find out which comedian that was. It's a super funny routine. But yeah. Un croissant. Okay, how do we get up here again? This way. No, I think we need to go the other way first, actually. This way. To pick up our secrets over there. Well, not really a secret, but oh goodies. Is there anything else up here? No. We love making fun of people mixing genders, yeah. I mean, if somebody asked you in German, reich mir mal bitte den Gabel, you would probably also be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Did you just call a fork male? Like a fork is female, dude. Did you really just say den Gabel? The male fork? Seriously? Spooky German noises. The Nutella. Well, Nutella is kind of like, it's a brand name. I don't give a fuck what the brand thinks I should use for their products. And A is usually a ending for female names, so I get that one. I get it. Okay, I think the fastest way down here is just gonna be jumping into the water again. Is there anything down there? No, just death. Okay. Now here we can actually dispose of the next enemy safely. Because he already triggers when we're over here. Also, these doors can bug out if you open them before you have all 3 stones. So just get all 3 stones first and then take care of the door. Oh, I have to get over there first, okay. Let's not set ourselves on fire. Alright, made it down safely. Now we can get out of here and actually explore the village completely. I had a Polish friend who made it pretty fun. Oopsie, speaking French. We often add small things, and he needed a type of overalls for him, which is called a salopette. But he needed it for himself, so a big one, so he asked for a salop, which means a whore. God. Yeah. That's a pretty egregious one, yeah. I do remember one of the very first things they drilled into us when we were in, when I was learning Spanish, was that there's a big difference between años and anos. Anos means anos. Años means year. So your pronunciation is the difference between I am 20 years old and I have 20 assholes. So you gotta be careful with this kind of stuff. Alright, I think and hope that we have everything over here. Now we gotta get rid of the rest of the village population. I also had one classmate in college where I was learning Spanish, who at one point was we were talking about Christmas customs, and she was trying to say that they eat either goose or turkey, which the German name is Pute, for Christmas. And unfortunately, the Spanish words she used was gato y puta. Gato means cat, and puta means whore. So she basically said we eat either cat or whore for Christmas. That obviously was quite a laugh. Oh, Yeah. Ah, fuck, he did get us. Okay. If we're already poisoned, we might as well go on. And shoot all the other guys who might poison us. Before we take a medipack. But ignore this guy. But this guy can poison us. So if we're already here... Don't push us off this slope, I swear to God. Okay. Might as well. There we go, now that's accessible. Oh, hi. In French we have a lot of synonyms, but each used in a specific occasion, so most of the time non-French speakers mix it up. Ooh, that's tricky, yeah. And then you also have the differences between different accents from different regions. Like, I know I like to tell this story, but when I was in Montreal, I had a roommate from France. And when he first came to Canada, he tried to strike up a conversation with a woman at a bus stop. And at one point he asked her, because she mentioned that she had kids and that she had to pick them up from practice or something. And he was like, so how many kids do you have? And apparently one of the French words for kids in Canadian, like one of the French words for kids in actually means testicles in Canadian French. So he basically asked her, how many balls do you have? And that was one of his first experience with Quebec. Fun times. Right, now I'm pretty sure we can't do anything here just yet. There's a safe crystal over here. Ah, this is the one. This one is interesting because this is actually a truly unreachable medipack. The one in the first one is reachable with a glitch. The one in the second game is reachable through a ladder, but this one is truly unreachable. You are going to die. And there is no way out of this. You can try to get back to the entrance, but if I remember correctly, you can't even climb out. So once you're in here, you're dead. We also have two types of U, which is used for kids, friends, or if you get allowed to, and say vous, which is the standard formal. But every time non-French speaker mixes it up and create weird situations. Oh yeah, we have do and si. The problem is si is also the third person plural. If you don't capitalize it, it's a third person plural. If you do capitalize it, it's a polite second person singular. Good luck figuring that out. And yep, we have quicksand here. Now, we do also have a bunch of enemies here, so... I'm just... Yep, gonna try to trigger all of these guys first. Get them out of the way. Well, the word seed in French is used to talk about seeds, but in Canadian French it's used to talk about sperm. Yeah, that makes sense though. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Alright. Let's see. Now imagine what it's like if it's like what it's like to explain you like sunflower seeds. Oh yeah. Gonna need more flares because this place is actually pretty dark. And I think it was, yes, pretty dark in the original too. Even darker than it is in the remake. So, or remaster. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get attacked here, yeah. Okay, we've looked in both the huts. We've been to the outside around the huts. Let's go up here, look in these. And I think there's definitely an enemy if we go around the left here and along this path. Yep. Poison dudes too. Fuck you. There we go. How many secrets do we have? Oh, we have all 4. Wonderful.